Hey, this is Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. Okay, right now I'm live streaming from two platforms, Instagram, and so I hope this works out well. Oh my goodness, I hope it works out well. Okay, there's a lot going on, a lot going on, a lot going on. Now, I'm going to be talking about Speaker Johnson. He stays in a whole lot of trouble with the interesting part is he stays in trouble with his own people, the Republicans. It seems like the far right is just not satisfied. Also, I'm going to talk about in the Middle East what is going on there. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on the fight per se, but I'm going to focus on the reason for the fight. And some people seem to believe, well, okay, I won't say what I believe. I believe it's about money. And, and for the average person, we're looking at what the people are doing. And whenever there's a war, ugly things are going to happen on both sides. Now, a war never happens in isolation. No, there's a buildup to make one side attack the other. So I'm not going to get into this or that because if I do, unfortunately, you can't say what you may want to say because if you do, then you'll get canceled. And that right there, I have to say, is shameful. Very shameful. But I'm going to leave it right there. All right. Now, Speaker Johnson. Oh, Johnson. Speaker Johnson. Why? Why did you go down to Mar-a-Lago? Why? Trump is the only person, the only, I'm going to say, in current history, meaning the last 20 years. Okay, just go. Is the only person that both sides do not like. Republicans don't like Trump. The Democrats don't like Trump. I don't think the independent likes Trump either. I don't know. But yeah, one man not liked by both sides. So Speaker Johnson goes down to Mar-a-Lago. Why did he do that? That is sneaky and suspicious. Now, we do with that. What do we do? Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen because you can't make this up. Okay. Speaker Mike, Speaker Mike. Johnson makes a visit and he faces mounting criticism from the far right. Now here, Speaker Michael Monday night visited the former President Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, state Florida. The according to the person familiar with the meeting, making the first pilgrimage. Now I find that funny to see the Republican presidential frontrunner since his surprise elevation to the top post in the House last month. And that is true. A lot of fighting going on, but they finally settled on one for now. He is Speaker of the House for now. All this is unheard of. The visit to Mr. Trump Florida's home came at a tricky moment for the inexperienced speaker who is already facing criticism from the hard right allies livid at him for teaming with the Democrats last week to pass legislation to a government shutdown. Now, has to be done. Something. Now, there has to be agreement. Something has to be done. There has to be something where we, as the American people, can have some kind of. This administration has been extremely unstable since Biden's day one. Very unstable. Ever since that, it went downhill, as far as I believe, and from what I see, to where you have a president, he doesn't know what day it is, and a vice president who laughs all the time, and you never see her. So, so just with these two, the two head people, and then you're a Speaker of the House, you can't keep on. They come in and out. It's like it's like having a job at McDonald's. You have a high turnover rate. So the fact that the Speaker of the House is a job that's a high turnover rate is a problem. So the whole government, the top three jobs are extremely unstable. And that right there in itself is a huge problem for us, the citizens, the average everyday person. People, how do we feel comfortable? How can we go to day within our within our lives, knowing that our government, in which we pay money to through our taxes, can't seem to get things straight? That right there is a huge problem, a huge issue. And what do we do? Well, we must be accountable. And that right there is going to our Congress people or how our representatives and say, hey, if you can't get this job done, we are going to replace you. But also, I think that anyone, anyone who is upholding the Constitution that we vote for has allegiance to a foreign power is a huge problem and they need to go. It's only the United States. Our representatives, our president, our House of Representatives, and our Senate have allegiance to the United States and no other power. That right there is treason, straight treason. And and that's what it is. Treason. But let me go back to speaker. All right. To avert a government shutdown, any person or the person confirmed the private meeting on the conditions of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss it. Uh-oh, there's a leak. Mr. Trump influence over the spreading fight in Washington, uh, but Mr. Johnson's decision to meet with him within weeks of his election is a sign he knows he cannot afford to have Mr. Trump weighing in publicly against him and hardening right wing opposition to his leadership. So that right there is a huge problem for him. And just the fact that there's so much infighting in the Republican Party, a huge problem. Unfortunately, it's sad, but that's what it is. The United States government is in a free for all. Mr. Johnson has taken other steps to integrate himself to the far right and cement his hold on the ground. That right there shouldn't even be an issue because he was voted in. All sides voted him in. And because he's not doing what they want him to do right now, well, he has to work with both sides, not just with the Republicans. And this, ¿quién es más macho? Who is more stronger? who's more macho, that right there needs to stop. It really does. Last week, he announced that he was publicly releasing the surveillance video of Jan 6, which is good. He did that. Attacks on the Capitol. Now, I think that, yeah, that right there's a good thing, but for me, for me, you're distracted from what? About the what? 3, $4 trillion that's missing from the Pentagon? Could that be it? The last time trillions of dollars were missing from the Pentagon, 9/11 happened. Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th said that the Pentagon lost $6 trillion. Imagine that. People's mouths just fell open. After that, the very next day, 9:something in the morning, 9/11. Over the Pentagon, I can't remember the general's name, but he said that there were $3 or $4 trillion missing. Now, what's going to happen next? Just a thought. All right. Okay. Since Mr. Trump election in the Republican congressional leader had some kind of working relationship with him, but Mr. Johnson, who defeated the former president in Senate impeachment trials and played a role in trying to help him invalidate the 2020 elections. Okay, I'm not going to do that right there. That right there is. I don't know. I'm just going to leave that right there. But but again, as I said, it is a problem, a big problem. Now, let's talk about. Oh my goodness, Biden's um, Biden's voice. Now, us being in this situation over there in the Middle East, it's kind of hard. It's very hard, and I'm going to say for both sides because I'm not taking a side at all. Once you take a side, next thing you know, you're having problems. Now, we are at a point in time and in history that if you have an opinion and your opinion does not match with the person that you're talking to, they can destroy your life simply because they can and they feel that they are on the right side of the argument. And then, and then if you don't, and then same with the other. Well, I can't say. I would say liberals go for the jugular, extremely emotional people, and and I'm not saying that rich is a bad thing. It is a bad thing. But when your emotions and feelings supersede not common sense, but supersede the better to where you would do things that you normally would not do because you were angry due to an ideology that you have nothing to do with, but you're going to destroy somebody because of how you. That's a problem. And the sad part is this: you truly don't care that you destroyed somebody's life until somebody does it to you, then it's a problem. It's sad that we are in this position, that we are here in this point in time, and to where you can only have the opinion, and that is the opinion of the one standing in front of you for the reasons that I said. So, Some people tell me because I went to pro-Israel protest and I went to the pro-Palestinian protest, and I wanted to document history. That was it. Now, the pro-Israel protest, I didn't like the fact that there was jamming to where I could not videotape anything, and that it was pre-recorded, and it was to make it look more, and that broke my heart because it was too controlled. And whenever something is too controlled like that, it's not a good thing. Now, what I thought was not nice was how both protests were side by side, and the Palestinian protest was made to look like a bunch of heat, which is a horrible thing to do. That is a horrible propaganda hit. Not cool. That's how I feel about it now. Nobody may care, but that's all right. Okay, let me go ahead and finish this up. All right, here, as a humanitarian crisis in Gaza worsens and the termination toll of the Palestinian civilians continues to rise, there is a growing concern among Biden's and the top of Biden's administration officials about how the Israelis are carrying out the war, and uncertainty about whether they can be reined in, according to two current and two former U.S. officials familiar with the international discussion. And I have to say, there has to be something. There has to be something to where Benjamin Netanyahu can be reined in. And it seems like no, he's not going to be reined in. He simply will not do it. Now, that right there concerns, because as he continues on and with the bombing on both sides, it's not good for anyone. And please don't sit there and type into my feed, well, the babies are being baked and their eyes being gouged out. Please don't do that. Please don't. Please don't do that. That is a horrible thing on any side. But this is what I believe. Benjamin Netanyahu sees the big picture. And I don't know who Benjamin Netanyahu's person above him, his puppet master. Yes, he has one. All presidents do. All prime ministers do. And if you don't believe that, you have that right to not believe it. This is what I think this is all about. Yes, Hamas started it. Well, well, this time, this time struck first. I'll put it like that. Is it right? No. No, it isn't. I don't think it is. It shouldn't have. Things could have been completely different, but this right here, we got to keep an eye on the money. We got to keep an eye on the money. We can't do anything but keep our eye on the money. Yes, we do. All right. Oil and natural gas as resources in the I can't stand this occupied Palestinian territory. Look, before I go any further, please, occupied territory? Really? Look, when I made that analogy between what's going on over there and what happened in the United States as its beginning, they were calling Indians engines and oh my goodness, let's not do that because let's see how history is going to look at this time and whom will they be? So I don't know. I just all right. Okay, could generate hundreds of billions of dollars for development. It's about the money, the oil. And if you got to run over people, get them off the land, push them off, put them in the water, whatever you need to do in order to get it. But here's the interesting part. I was looking at this. New discovery of natural gas in the Levant Basin in in the range of 122 trillion cubic feet, while undiscoverable oil, I'm sorry, recoverable oil is estimated at 1.7 billion barrels of study. This right here, I don't know how long people knew about the oil reserves, but yeah. However, so far the Palestinian people have been prohibited from exploiting the oil and gas reserves in their land and the water to meet their energies, their energy needs, and generate fiscal and export revenue. You can't make it up. It's all about the money. That's what it's all about. Now, if that oil and natural gas was not there and that was not discovered and what would it be then? What would it be? Just a thought. But I did not mean to let this go this far. So, so whatever your thoughts are on what's going on over the Middle East, I respect your opinion because we all have a right to have an opinion. It's not like that. No one here, and especially those of you who are overzealous about it, I don't see anyone flying over there to help fight. So they can't believe it. And that was a little jab. I know that was for one particular person. For you. But on that note, you could be anywhere in the world which you are. You could be doing anything in which you are. You're here with me, and I greatly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate that. And on that note, I want to thank you